Okay, we're going to be going over GDP, and this is gross domestic product, and this is a very important slideshow about the economy. Gross domestic product is the total final new goods and services produced in the nation's border in any one given year. This is the definition of GDP. It's final is very important. There's no intermediate goods. It's ones that are basically sold to the consumer goods. A car battery sold separately is final. So like if you bought it at discount auto tire or discount auto, it would be a final good, but if you bought it in an automobile, it's an intermediate good. It's a new good. There's no used goods, so there's no swap meet, no garage sale, no used products as part of GDP for this year. These are the countries that have the top 10 GDP countries, and this was an older one, but you see US is 1, China 2, Japan 3, India 4, and so on. This just shows that GDP can go up and down, and in 2001 it actually was negative. And then this is the formula for GDP, and this is important for you to remember. It's C plus I plus G plus NX. C is consumer goods, and it represents roughly about 70% of the GDP. I is investment goods or capital goods. It's plant and equipment, and I like to call it business spending. It does not include stocks and bonds. G is government goods in schools, military, space, national parks, but it does not include transfer payments like Social Security or welfare. It's about 19%. Then net exports is exports minus imports. It's been negative 5% or negative for the last 30 to 40 years. It used to be positive all the time, but now it's negative. Here is the formula for GDP, C plus I plus G plus NX. And this is just showing that the right side equals the left side. So here is the right side, there's the left side, they're all equal, they add up. And then here is basically the first year. This is where CPI is 100. This is the new one, and then CPI prices changed, they doubled. So did GDP or GNP really go up? And the answer is no, because it did not double. It went only up by $30, and it should have gone up to $274 to just keep pace with prices. If we have exports as 20 and imports as 60, plugging that into this number, what is the real GDP or GDP? So this would be negative 40, 15, 30, so this would be 95. Doing the same kind of thing in this one, so instead of 2, it is 30, so you have 30. 15 is 45, 55 is 65, 165 is GDP. This is 127 is GDP, just add them all up. And then what if government spending goes to 50? So instead of 15, we just put in 50, so you have 50, 60, 62, 162. What happens if investment goes to 30? So you keep the same numbers here, you put 30, 45, 47, 147. Right side equals the left side. The GDP Price Deflator measures price changes in GDP by estimating the average price level of all consumer, government, and capital goods and services. Uses a base year like CPI in 1982. It increases when C, I, and G increases, like when price increases. So this is basically the formula for the GDP Price Deflator. You take the money, GDP or GNP, divided by the price deflator, times 100, and that will get us real GDP. So if you want to get real, we take the money divided by the inflator times 100. The deflator right here, this is the formula for it, is nominal divided by real times 100. So we use these interchangeably and see what we need to do. So this is an example of a problem to calculate nominal GDP, real GDP in the price deflator. Nominal is you basically take these prices, take the price times quantity, multiply them, and then add up the two products that are in the economy. In this case, there's only hot dogs and hamburgers. If you have 1,000 products, you add them all up. Price times quantity, and add them all up. Real GDP, we're saying here, you use 2001 as a base year. You can use 2002 or 2003, but I'm using 2001 as a base year. And then the deflator will calculate. So here is all of the nominal. Take price times quantity plus price times quantity is 200. Price times quantity plus price times quantity is this. Price times quantity plus price times quantity gives us this. So the nominal is 200, 600, 1,200. So we do see that quantities went up, but also prices went up. Now real, we're using 2001 as the base year, so we're using price of a hot dog is 1, price of a hamburger is 2 for all of the years. All of the years, and then we're just changing the quantities for that year. So here are the numbers for 2001, and it should be the same as you notice it. That's the same. For 2002, instead of 600, it's 350. And then 2003, instead of 1200, it's 500. So this is the real GDP numbers. And then the deflator is you take the nominal over the real times 100, nominal over real times 100, nominal over real times 100. And these are the GDP price deflators. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Real GDP per capita is an important indication of material well-being. It's your standard of living for the country. It is the per person income. So you take the real per capita GDP of real GDP divided by the total population. The United States is approximately about $45,000. This is the last slide that I'm going to do for this, and then we'll do another part to this. Who had a better year, Babe Ruth or President Hoover? Babe Ruth made 80,000 in 1931. CPI in 1931 is 15.2. 2008 is 177. So you take the 80,000 times the ratio of 177 over 15.2, and you come up with 931,579. Is that good for a baseball player? Well, many baseball players make over 5 million, 10 million, 20 million. So it's not so good. Now for President Hoover, 75,000, what he's made, times this ratio gives me 873,355. That's much better than the president makes today at 400,000. If you want to see what somebody making $8 million today would make in 1931, you use the same formula, put 8 million there, but you flip the numbers. Instead of 177 over 15.2, you put 15.2 over 177 to get that and do the math. So there is your answer, 687,005. That's what 8 million equals in 1931. The GDP price deflator measures items that are produced domestically. CPI measures what consumers bought. This is normally 400, 500 items. This is every item that's produced domestically. So an airplane bought by the Air Force depends on where that was made. If it was made in the United States, that's in the GDP price deflator. Price of Volvos, if that's part of what the consumers bought, then that would be in there. CPI compares prices of a fixed basket of goods and services. It's the price of a fixed basket in a base year. And GDP price deflator currently produced goods and services to the price of the same goods and services in a base year. So this is the beginning part 1 of GDP. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll be going over part 2 in